getting rejected by a girl is actually a good thing. If you think about it, it really brings you closer to the right girl. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that in this video, because if you're a guy right now that's like, you want to get a girlfriend, or you want to go on dates, or you want to have like, you want to hook up with a girl, well, in order to do that, you got to keep meeting women, so eventually that woman can come into your life. And that's what I mean by right girl, because for you the right girl could mean like different things, but let's pretend that in this context it's mean like getting a girlfriend, because at the end of the day, that's what men, we want our personal life to be something fulfilling with a woman that we can eventually be with and possibly have kids with, depending on your outlook on kids, right? Every no then actually gets you closer to the right woman. So in the past, I was that guy before I started coaching men and really understanding, pickup, dating, relationships, attraction, and, before I started coaching men on how, like, I was that guy when I was younger, when I wasn't as experienced with women, that I did what most men would do. And that was I clung on to the first girl that gave me attention, because I was like, oh yeah, this girl finally likes me. Like, this is a girl that I can hook up with, get into a relationship with. And none of these relationships ever worked out. And it's not until I really started narrowing down what it was that I wanted in a girl and what it was that I didn't want in a girl that I started to see that, okay, well, if a girl comes into my life and she rejects me, or I go on a date with her, but I don't like her, so I reject her, which I have done several times in the past year, that's actually a good thing. And that's going to get me closer to eventually finding the woman that I think is ideal for me, that's right for me. It's like I have a list, like for example, if we look at like my exes, none of them were really good at like communicating, or their way of communicating would be like freaking the fuck out at me and losing their mind on me. And I'm somebody that knows how to communicate. So like I dated a girl that would literally like refuse to have like difficult conversations so we can make the relationship stronger. That is a form of communication. Hey, there's something going on between us. We need to talk about it so we can fix this and become closer. She would refuse to do that, and then she would get angry at me and expect me to read her mind. So I know moving forward that if I'm going to start talking to a girl and being in a relationship with a girl, I need a woman that is able to communicate, because you cannot have a relationship if both people are not willing to communicate. You're going to find out that when you start cold approaching girls, even warm approaching, if I'm being honest with you, like when you start asking girls out, for the most part, they're going to reject you. They're going to tell you no. And this is where there's like two sides of the coin. There's like the red pill community. These are the people that are like, they're like, women aren't worth approaching. They're not worth asking out. They're always going to reject you. Women do the choosing, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I mean, women do the choosing in relationships. That is true. Then there's my side of the coin, someone that knows, okay, well, if women do the choosing, all I have to do is keep going out and interacting with women that I find attractive, and eventually I am going to find the girl that has the same like viewpoints and same level of interest in me as I do with her. And that's what you're looking for. So, ideally, you want to keep approaching women. Like if you're in a position right now where you're like, Mitchell, I've approached so many different girls and I keep getting rejected and it's just not even worth it at this point in time, I am here to tell you from experience, yes, it fucking sucks when that happens, but I promise you, a man that gets what he wants knows that just because he messes up, just because he gets rejected and told no, if you don't stop, eventually that girl will come into your life. I have enough experience with women and girlfriends to know that this is true. In the moment, it might not feel like that. Like you might go, weeks or a month or a year without getting into a good relationship. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like the more time that passes, I mean, if you're not talking to girls, then that's why. But I mean, like I've had several opportunities in the past year to be in relationships with girls, but because I am now very selective on the type of woman that I want in my life, because I'm tired of just dealing with like insecure women and women that are going to cause so many fucking problems down the road. And I've also had to level up myself. So some of these relationships I'm sure could have been better, But also, the more women you interact with and date and hook up with and be in a relationship with, you start seeing like what you want and then what you don't want. So it's not like you're just going to figure this out all at once, but you got to get the experience under your belt. And in order to do that, you got to keep, approaching women, and you're going to keep getting rejected by women. But every time you get rejected by a girl, think about that. If you ask a girl out that you like and she tells you no, well, you like her, but she didn't like you back. So why would you want to continue going after a girl that doesn't want you? If that is the case, then you are somebody that gets stuck on people that are just unavailable. And if you're limiting yourself to going after women that are unavailable, that is why your dating life is so bad. If a girl tells you no, if she rejects you, you need to move on to the next girl. So the more women you meet, so the more you circulate, the more women you meet, you're going to get told no like 99% of the time. But eventually, bro, you're going to find a girl that wants to go on dates with you, that wants to hook up with you. And I wouldn't rush into a relationship with her. You need to vet the girl, okay? It's the woman's job to bring up the relationship. But if she keeps showing up in your life, if you guys keep hanging out, you keep hooking up with her, she doesn't show like red flags at all, and like if she matches your criteria, then dude, that's the right woman for you at that time. But this woman is not going to come into your life if you don't continue meeting women. And in order to meet women, you got to get okay with being rejected. And I can tell you, man, while it sucks in the moment, a day, like I got rejected by 3 different girls this week, bro, like this weekend. Today's Sunday, and I'm filming a bunch of videos, but Friday and Saturday, I got rejected by 3 different girls. And I'm like, dude, these girls were so hot too. And that sucks, man. But this has happened to me so many times. At this point in my life, I'm just like, whatever. There's another girl that's going to be just as hot, that's going to have an amazing body just like these girls did. And then eventually that girl that looks just like these girls did is going to come into my life, and then that's the girl that I'm going to want to be with. So if a girl rejects me, my way of thinking at this point in time is like, dude, that's your loss, not mine. I even told that to one of the girls that I asked out yesterday, because they were asking me what I do for work. And I'm like, well, I coach men. Like, I just help men become better men. And they started asking me questions about that. And I'm like, I try to help men reframe their mindset. And I was like, if I ask you out and you don't want to go out with me, I'm like, dude, that's your loss, not mine. I was like, I know I'm fucking awesome. That's just the way I think. And that's the way I want you guys to think too. But women are going to reject you so often. I just don't want you to get caught up in the red pill thinking that like, oh, it's not even worth approaching women. It's not even worth asking girls out. They're going to select you. Just focus on yourself. I don't want you to think that way, man. Because if you focus on yourself, but you do not continue interacting with women, like if you're in a situation, like don't go out of your way to interact with girls. But like if you want to take an hour out of your day to go and like socialize, or like if you're out at a restaurant like I was at a restaurant Friday night with my dog and Saturday with my dog. And because I was there at a restaurant, I was talking to the servers, and because of the interactions that I had with the servers and the host, I asked 2 of them out just because in that point in time I was like, hey, this is going really well. They're talking to me more than they really need to. One of the hosts that I even asked out, she literally stopped what she was doing on the clock to talk to me for like 30 minutes. And I was like, hey, don't let me get you in trouble. I was like, because we've been talking for some time, and she just stuck around. So of course I'm gonna ask that girl out, bro. She chose to talk to me instead of going back to work. Why the fuck would I not ask that girl out? Those 2 girls at that restaurant both gave me the maybe answer. And if a girl tells you maybe, that's a no. Just if they, hey, you wanna hang out sometime? Maybe, just fuck. All right, I get that. All right, well, hey, it was good meeting you. So the whole point of this video, guys, is just to help you guys understand, man. Like, look, if you want the right girl that you want in your life, like whatever the right girl is to you, for whatever it is that you want in a girl, you have to keep meeting women in order for that girl to come into your life. Focus on yourself and your mission and your passion and your purpose, your goals. Focus on that. But when you're in a situation and you have the opportunity to interact with women, or if you take at least an hour out of your day to try to go meet girls, that's fine. Or like an hour a week, as long as you're putting yourself in a social environment at least for an hour, like a day, or like at the gym, for example, or like if it's a Friday or Saturday, go out to a bar or a restaurant where you can interact with girls. As long as you're like meeting women or putting yourself in a position to where you can possibly meet women, eventually a girl's going to come around where you're going to start talking to her. And if you ask her out and she says yes, that could be the girl that you're looking for. But you're never going to meet that girl if you don't like interact with women in social environments when you're out and about. I'm not saying go out of your way every day or purposely go out of your way to talk to girls, but eventually, I mean, if you want to like hook up with a girl or get in a relationship, you're going to have to meet girls. So you got to you got to prioritize your social life at some point in time. And if you can find time to go out, like I said, for like an hour to like a restaurant or a bar or the mall or the gym, and you want to talk to people, well, talk to people, bro. Go talk to girls, you know, and if you need help doing that, I've got videos on my channel that'll teach you how to talk to girls. The more women you approach, the easier it's going to be, and you're going to notice you're going to get rejected by most of them, or the conversations won't even go anywhere, and you're just not going to give a fuck. You're just like, oh, that was cool. I talked to a couple girls today. Sick. I didn't ask any of them out, but maybe next week there might be a girl that I want to. So, hey, if you have anything you want to add to this video, guys, leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to read them, and I'm sure other guys would as well, man. Let's help each other out. Hey, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And listen, if you're a guy right now that wants help with pickup, dating, relationships, or whatever else you got going on in life, man, click the link in the description. Book a 1-hour coaching call with me. I help men become better men. This is what I'm very passionate doing, so I know I can help you. Click the link, book a call with me. Let me help you, bro. Hey, gentlemen, if you like this video, check out this one right here. You're going to like that one as well. And guys, I will see you in the next one.